Let's talk lighting. Sometime, okay, now it's approaching summer, but it won't always be approaching summer. The days are going to get shorter and darker eventually, right? And so this will be handy advice to have. The appearance of your place when guests enter, that first impression is a lasting impression, and you really want it to be a good one because it sets the tone for the rest of their trip. And if it's great upon arrival, then they are already in a better mood when they drive up to your place and they go, "Oh, wow, we're here." Instead of like, "Is this it? Is it here? It's dark. It's creepy. I don't know. I mean, I'm in a cabin in the woods and I'm told this is fun, but I'm a little spooked out. It's super dark and it looks abandoned." You don't want them to have that thought or that feeling. So my tip is obviously you want a great presentation when people arrive, and you really want it to stand out in the evening, in the darker hours. If they're coming in at 2 in the morning, that's when they can really easily be creeped out by being in a strange place, in a strange town. And when they're driving around trying to find it and they're not really sure, especially if you have a remote location like a cabin in the woods or on a mountain or something, it can't look vacant. It can't look like an axe murderer is waiting inside for them. It cannot look like a horror movie. You really want it to look more like a Hallmark Channel movie. So my suggestion is make sure those porch lights are on. If that means reminding your cleaners to leave them on, if that means setting a motion light out there so that they turn on when people arrive, whatever that means, make that happen. Personally, my favorite thing to do is get those string lights. They're like 40, $50. Get a timer that's another 15, $20, and set those string lights up. Make it beautiful. Make it glow like a romantic restaurant or getaway. Make it the subject of your guest's dream vacation, where it's just like, ta-da, we're here to greet you. We left the light on for you, right? That was a hotel commercial for a while back. "We'll leave the light on for you." It's great. It's warm. It's inviting. It's comforting. It's happy. It's a lovely gesture without doing a whole lot. If you get those string lights, they look beautiful and stunning. It's easy to see the location. Have the address or the name of the place obvious, and really help set that arrival entry mood for your guest. And do it with lights. Light it up, make it beautiful, make it glow. And I will tell you, I had one cabin in the woods up on a mountain, and it was a zigzaggy road to get there. And as I was driving up to it one evening in the dark, in the rain, I could see the glow coming down the mountain, and I knew that was my cabin. And I go, "Oh, you look so pretty at night. You're so beautiful." And I was happy before I even turned the corner because I knew where my cabin was on the mountain. And then when it's because the back porch lights on 2 levels and the dining porch off to the side all had the lights glowing and beautiful. And when I turned, the front porch lights also were glowing and beautiful. And it was beautiful and easy. And when I schlep all my bags and my handful of stuff and I'm getting in there, I don't have to find the flashlight app on my cell phone and like try to punch in the code in the dark. It was well lit. I could see the lock. I could punch in the code. I entered into the home. And what's amazing is the back porch lights came in like if there were back porch lights here and this was dark, and the glow makes a beautiful glow inside the home as well. And it's just, we're here. I'm not afraid of the dark in the mountains by myself. I'm like, this is so beautiful. And that's the feeling you want your guests to have. So light your space well. For me, I use those string lights. I set a timer, and the timer that I love the most is set to come on at dusk and stay on for 4 more hours. Because if dusk is 8 p.m., then it is staying on until midnight, and then it turns off naturally on its own. That's at one location where I'm not really sure when people come in. The other location I had, the one I just described, that beautiful place in the mountain, it is set to go off at 10 p.m., which is quiet hours. So the lights naturally turn off at 10 p.m. when people should be quieting down and retiring inside and thinking about going to bed. So it also triggers them to, you know, go inside, go to bed, be quiet, and don't be a nuisance for the neighbors by being outside and partying for a long period of time. Yes, they can still turn on the lights, but the timer clicks off at 10 p.m. on that back porch, and that's a wonderful thing. So it's really, really helpful to give those signals about what you would want your guests to do without being like, you must be quiet and inside and in bed like you're some sort of drill sergeant or, I don't know, camp counselor telling them when the fun is over. You don't want to be that person, but when the lights just go off, it naturally signals that. So have the lights on when they arrive, put them on a timer so they're not on 24/7 maybe, right? That's good for everybody, but also make sure that they're on long enough so when they come in the middle of the night, that front entrance is lit and inviting and warm and beautiful. And at some point I was talking about this to my son and I said, you want your guests to be lit? And he was like, no, Mom, you don't want that. That's not a thing you want. And I was like, okay, maybe wrong words, but right gesture. You get the point. Make it bright and beautiful. Don't necessarily be lit for your guests, but bright and beautiful upon entry. And it's super easy with motion lights, with porch lights, with string lights and timers. Simple, beautiful. You will be amazed. If you have not done it, I highly suggest it. Okay. Go forth and don't be lit, but also light it up. Wait, you know what I'm saying.